Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel. Yes, we are back after a week off. My unexpected flu that I picked up, just couldn't do, was just bedridden for a few days and just recovering. I'm only just back to feeling a lot better now, to be honest with you. Yesterday I was still feeling a little bit like kind of, I knew it was coming to an end, the virus. But now today I'm alright. But yeah, horrendous. So we're back. I wish it was in better circumstances, but unfortunately, after what the thumbnail says, a complete embarrassment of a performance, we have a lot to get off our chest this evening. I'm sure you guys do as well. Because I'm sorry, just when we thought we couldn't stoop any lower, we get knocked out by a part-time club, a part-time team in Tamworth in the FA Cup. And I think we've had many losses, many lows over the years, should I say. But this has to be up there too, doesn't it? Now, I'm the first to say I love a cup upset. But when it's the club you support that's involved, you don't want to be on the end of one of these. Because that feeling you don't want to feel again, because I don't think we've ever had this well, certainly in my lifetime, I've not ever known us lose to a team that is in non-league. To be honest with you, in the cup, I've never, never experienced it. So, not that there's anything wrong with non-league, but the reality is, I mean, in terms of the cup upset kind of thing, I've never experienced anything like this. But yeah, we're going to get into the game, have our thoughts, share a few truths, and unfiltered opinions, and yeah, we're going to just speak our mind, and we're going to just also cover what our lovely chairman Kevin Nagle says. Sarcasm, of course, there. That he said in what he posted, and then the childish remarks that he comes out with, and fans have every right to be concerned about and air their views to him, but he doesn't like that, of course, and he bites back and he starts being childish and just caught, just we're going to get into it, guys, but we're going to get into the game and everything first. But first, let me say a few hellos before I make a little bit of an announcement, because since I've been away, I did say in the last stream that I was going to announce something, but I was waiting on, obviously, official confirmation. So we're going to get into that in a minute, but let's say a few hellos first before we do. Aiden to smash the likes, everyone, and subscribe if you're new. Yeah, big up, Aiden. Thank you very much. Yeah, please do, guys. Make sure you do drop a like on the video. Just help with the algorithm. Let's try and get to 10 likes by the end of the stream. And yeah, subscribe if you're new on the road to 800 subscribers. Absolutely. MH, your time, mate. You're on social. I'm driving home at the minute, so if could anyone please put it in the chat, it would be much appreciated. Hello, MH. Yeah, I do have socials, yeah. My handle is here, HGFTV8 on Instagram and Twitter. It's going around on the ticker there. It keeps going around. So yeah, I am on those. HTFTV8 on Instagram and Twitter, or X as it's known now, but I call it Twitter still. But yeah, big up to you. Hello there. It says, hi mate, I would ask if you're right, but I think we're all lost for words, really, especially after Friday's embarrassing performance. Yeah. Well, I'm feeling a lot better within myself, certainly. I'm not, I feel a lot better than last week, when I was feeling quite unwell. But yeah, no, in terms of the football side, no, absolutely. I just feel the same. It's just embarrassing, isn't it? And just annoyed and all the negative emotions, really. But yeah, I hope you're doing well anyway, Aiden. And hello to you as always. Joshua says, evening, Ryan. Hope you've had a great day and hope you're okay. Yeah, big up to you, Joshua. Hope you're well. Blue Terrier says, this game was totally unacceptable, mentally really poor, didn't do any of the basics on them. Duff said before the game about them being a threat from set plays, and we didn't deal with them. Yeah, no, I agree. Absolutely agree. And nobody can sugarcoat it. Nobody can sugarcoat the result, the performance that we saw on Friday. I don't care that it was a cup competition. We got embarrassed, humiliated on TV. And we were going to downplay it and say, oh, the league's the most important, guys, And all this nonsense that comes out of town fans' mouths that just want to accept mediocrity in it and find any excuse they can to try and cover up what's actually happened. No, some of us won't do that. Some of us will see for what it is. And some of us will see on Friday night, there is no way we should have been losing in that manner to a team that is part-time. End of story. I don't want to hear any excuses. So yeah, I agree. Going to be the longest. Yeah, there is a lot to talk about, a lot to get off our chest as well. Absolutely. Must have been an embarrassing performance when you lose to a National League side. It's not just that though. The reality is yes, okay, it was a non-league side, but usually non-league sides are full-time. Tamworth, I've gone on a journey in the past few years and they've had back-to-back promotions, so now they're in obviously the National League. But they from where they've come from in such a short space of time, they are still part-time. So it makes it even worse. really. But yeah, Duff mentioned we want to come here and get a win and get straight out. Not forgetting he takes this cup seriously. Yeah, look, Aiden, I mean, I just don't know what to think about what Duff's saying at times, and you just have to take it with a pinch of salt, I think, with what Duff's saying. I'm sorry. Let's see on the pitch. Let's see on the pitch. If you say this before the game and then your team performs like that, I'm sorry, then you know, the bottom line is people remember what's happened in the game, not what he said before the game. So you can keep saying all this nonsense and not backing it up with action. But I'm tired. Tamworth for 57 places behind us from the football pyramid. Yeah, in the football pyramid. Yeah, they are. Yeah, absolutely. You had to remind us, Jane said, I know. Hello, Doug. Hope you're well. That wasn't great the other night. Give Ryan something like the vid. Thank you, Doug. How are you doing? Welcome in. I'm a lot better, thank you. Just recovered from a bit of from the flu. And yeah, I'm a lot better. It's good to be back on here. And I appreciate your kind words as well. Hope you're well though, Doug. Yeah. Hello to Wayne. Hello to Wayne. Hope you're doing well, mate. Thank you for tuning in. Aiden says, Headley, by the way, get out of that club right now. He's absolutely useless. Not forgetting what he did after the match. Absolutely shocking. Headley, get out. I mean, look, it's just the gift that keeps on giving, doesn't it? And the fact that we have players of this caliber at the club is embarrassing. It really is embarrassing how we give these players contracts that they don't deserve, and we allow our team to allow the players in the club to get easy contracts because our standards are so low. And that's the reality. Headley was shocking, but I can't say anything good about any of those players on Friday night. That is the truth. But yeah, I agree. So could be worse. Wrexham went out too. Well, like I say, I focus on ourselves. I'm not too bothered about Wrexham. And yeah, yeah, it is what it is. Up the Tamworth Burton away, ole, Villa TV. Yeah, I mean, look, you got to give Tamworth credit, but it's still unforgivable. But guys, we are going to get into the stream now. We're going to get into the review in a moment. But I did say I did have an announcement to make. It is with my great delight that the channel is now officially monetized. Yes, we have finally got to the monetization of this channel, and I still can't believe it. And that is down to you guys who show the love and support, that watch my videos, that like, subscribe, and everything. So guys, I appreciate all of you. You can also now become a member of the channel there should be a join button down below. I think the first tier is 99p and the second tier is $1.99. So I'm now at a stage where I can start earning a little bit of money to really push these streams up. And if you are able to support, please make sure you do become a member. And we might do a few member exclusive streams or member exclusive content or something like that, just as a bit of an added thing. Or we can just keep it as it is and try and just keep improving the streams. Obviously, all the money that I do get from the streams will go towards improving everything, the overall experience of the channel and things like that. So yeah. I'm just so happy that I'm monetized now. So it's just incredible. It's a big thing to be monetized on YouTube. So yeah, honestly, if you do want to support, it would mean a lot to me. Super chats as well available now. So yeah, any support is greatly appreciated. By you being here though is more appreciated as well, of course. But yeah, we are monetized, and I just can't believe it. Blue Terry says Headley was shit, but I think you could justify suing any of the players off. Yeah, no, absolutely. Nobody should have been there. Hello to Josh. Hello, Josh. Yeah, no players covered the song glory, did they? But look, let's get into it then. If we really have to, of course, because this game just really is embarrassing, isn't it? But the lineup when it came out, we made a few changes, 5 changes in all. Chris Maxwell coming in, Turton starting, Headley starting, your Pender getting a start as well, and Bojan was back from his illness the previous week. So yeah, it was a pretty strong side, and yeah, it was a team that should have been winning this game. I don't care. You know, the reality is this team was strong enough to win, and we failed to deliver. But the reality is it doesn't matter who you play in a team. It's about the desire. It's about the running hard, wanting it more than your opponents. It's mean showing passion. And this team doesn't have that, I'm afraid. It doesn't. And Josh, thank you very much for the super chat of £1. I appreciate you so much, Josh. And you didn't have to do that, but obviously any money that does go towards the stream will be put back into the channel to improve the experience. But Josh, thank you very, very much indeed. And you are the first donation of the channel, and after our monetization. This is fair play, yeah. Big up to you, and I appreciate you so much. Well, I appreciate you all, but thank you for donating, and Dan says that as well. Yeah, fair play. Big up. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Now let's have a look at the game then as it started then. So I think it was a slow start from us, wasn't it, from the outset? We were a little bit on the back foot, a few of those long throw-ins that we knew full well that was going to happen. If you'd maybe done a bit of research, or even if we hadn't done the research, the club, you know, obviously Duff and his coaching team will have known about this long throw-in. And we did having said that, they didn't really create anything in that time anyway. And we started to have a few. We did make the first shot on target, Ward, a very feeble attempt from what I remember. And it was a poor attempt, but it was a shot on target. Short corner as well from us as well at one point. Your pen's on the edge of the box, fire is just wide. Good effort, but just not quite enough. Now, Turton had a glorious chance as well. Found himself in the penalty area, and he fires it over from just inside the box. I thought he should at least have been testing the goalkeeper, and the fact that he didn't was very, very poor. Just not acceptable at all. And also a few minutes after that as well, I have no idea how Bojan cannot get on the end of this shot that was fizzed across by Wiles. It was practically there for him to take, and he missed it. And it would have been an open goal, and he'd got it. So again, very, very poor. But then Tamworth started to have a couple of good minutes as well. Had their first corner. Again, defensively very poor, allowing them to just have 3 headers. I'm sorry, but you know, you just ball watching in the area. Do your defensive duties. Now, we did manage to deal with those, deal with the corner, but the reality is that we did defend well in the few minutes that they had in the game, but limit the chances. But I think overall it was a poor performance. Few other odd chances. but nothing that was really testing the goal. We wasn't testing the goalkeeper enough. It took us until the 35th minute to have our first real attempt on target, because I don't class the Ward one as the shot on target because it was an awful shot earlier on in the game. Your Pender from close range in the box. He did all to be fair, he couldn't have done any more with it really, to be honest. He just had to just fire it towards goal and test the keeper, but it wouldn't go in. And then obviously a minute later the goal, which for me, the goal for Tamworth, for me, surprise, from a long throw in, yes, and we failed to deal with it. I thought it was poor goalkeeping from Maxwell, and I thought the defense, when that ball came in, and there were a big swerve on it, nobody was taking ownership. The defense was nobody was taking responsibility, and it was a very scruffy goal to concede. And yeah, pretty much summed it up, didn't it? Really. Now, obviously, half-time came. It was 1-0 to Tamworth. And yeah, we got done by a long throw-in. Maxwell, I'm not sure what he was doing. Now, for us, though, we created a few good chances, but not good enough with the strong lineup that Duff has put out there. The midfield just not controlling the game enough whatsoever. I think your Pender struggled a little bit. I know he did have that chance in that first half, but I think he struggled a little bit in that first half. But again, we can't rely and we can't expect, and this is not making excuses, but the guy is still relatively inexperienced. He's still young. You can't expect him. He needs help around him as well. He can't do it all on his own. So the reality is, yes, your Pender might not have maybe done as much as maybe we've seen in the past, but he did his best and he was always trying to get forward and trying to make things happen. And also, you did have that shot on goal that was a good effort, but the keeper saved. But yeah, I just think the midfield was poor. Josh, so we played this good of a squad against non-league team. This good team could beat a majority of League One teams, but Kevin puts us losing down to not playing our full strength side. Yeah, we're going to get into Kevin's tweets a little later on. Can I mention the goal, by the way? And says, I don't know if anyone saw this, but leading up to the goal, Maxwell was punched straight in the face. The goal stood, surprise, surprise. Yeah, look, I get what you're saying. There was a little bit of a collision, and I get what you're saying, but the reality is that I still think Maxwell should have been doing better. And yeah, so there was a little bit of kind of an uncertainty about the goal, should it have stood or not, but I just think Maxwell should also have done better with it as well. So that's just my opinion. I did see that and don't think Maxwell made enough of it. Yeah, Food Terry says the same as me, really. I saw it too, but either way, it was atrocious goalkeeping. Don't know what Chakas did to be dropped. Yeah, I don't think it was a case of being dropped. I just think he was just rotating the squad because, just freshen it up a little bit, give Maxwell some minutes. So I don't think he was dropped. Obviously, I think Chapman really has done well for us since coming into the side. So I think he obviously will come back in this weekend, no question about it. But I just think it was an opportunity for Maxwell to come in and get minutes, ultimately. Maxwell should have let the throw-in go into the goal as it wouldn't have counted. Yeah, that is true as well. A good point as well, Luther. Yeah, I actually have to agree. Yeah, you've made a good point there. So that was another option as well. So yeah, regardless of the build up to the goal and whether it was foul or not, he could have just left it and it wouldn't have been allowed the goal. So yeah. Anyway, we did make a change at half time. Danny Ward came off for Marshall. And by the way, I thought the first half, the forwards in the first half was atrocious. The link-up play was non-existent. Ward just running around like a headless chicken, doing not a lot. And when he did get a chance, he squandered his chance. And Bojan, I'm sorry, I'm just getting tired now. I'm getting tired. Now, I gave this guy praise for improving week in week. But the reality is maybe I was a bit quick to say that because he hadn't been performing well enough before that anyway. So it's not hard to improve when you've been so poor before that. So it's one of those. I just think Bojan was another one that just didn't take the game by the scruff of the neck either up there, and didn't do enough. And plus, he missed a glorious chance as well, which I still don't know how he missed. So yeah. But yeah, Danny Ward did come off and Marshall came on. Obviously, in the second half, Tamworth did kind of sit back a bit, didn't they? They were playing a little bit deeper, as you'd expect after a bit, obviously, with a lead to protect. Obviously, we tried to open them up, some better agency in the attack. Yorpender started to play his football, looked a lot better as well. Again, a brilliant surge forward by Yorpender ended prematurely by Tonks, who was booked for the trip. Kasumu brought down the edge of the penalty. This was a good chance, wasn't it, where we had a free kick just before the hour mark. So Kasumu was brought down the edge of the penalty area. Ben Wiles was stood over it and did take it, I believe. I thought it was, again, just another wasted free kick that just never really materialised. Now, a double change happened, of course. 65th minute, Yorpender came off. I don't really know what he did wrong, really. He was the one that was trying to come forward. So I thought it was a strange decision. Headley came off, thank goodness. Wasn't unhappy about that. Kane and Miller came on. So yeah, Miller, I believe, was suffering with illness before, so he wasn't available to start the game. But I think it shows when he came on the real over-reliance of Miller in this team. And this is the guy that only just came in the summer, by the way. So you've got problems when new signings, your new signings, players that but you can't do without. So, but thought Marshall had a very good chance in the 80th minute, where obviously Kane finds Marshall with a long ball forward, but obviously Marshall rushes the chance in the half volley, cutting it across wide. Very poor, really, wasn't it? Bojan came off. I don't know how he lasted that amount of time, to be honest with you. And Ladapo came on. It's death when you bring in Freddie Ladapo, don't you? Honestly, I just have no words. I don't even want him at the club. I don't want him at the club. He shouldn't even be at the club, to be honest with you. He hasn't upgraded the side. He hasn't upgraded that forward line. But yeah, this was a signing that was just to appease the fans after missing out on the targets they wanted. So let's go and get a freebie. You might as well not have bothered signing him. He's useless. So, yeah. Again, a chance for us. 83rd minute, Wiles drilling it across goal, wide. Just not good enough. So, look, full time. And yeah, we was on the end of a cup upset, which it was just a very humiliating, embarrassing evening, to be honest with you. And I think, to be honest with you, we can't say it wasn't a deserved loss, because we were second best in every department. A really poor performance throughout, creating very little clear-cut chances against non-league opposition. The strong lineup that we put out never delivered. Everything just poor throughout. And as you could see at the end, the town fans that was there, furious at the full-time whistle. Now, the fact these players, by the way, had the cheek to go to the fans and start clapping and expecting a clap back, it's an embarrassment. After that disgraceful performance, you have no right to do that. And as I said, the negative reaction, there were boos. Duff was told to go away in polite terms. And yeah, they got what they deserved in that aspect. You know, get down that tunnel with your heads down and don't bother coming over and expect a clap back from the fans. Because that was unacceptable, what we saw on Friday night. I don't care if it's a cup game. We were in the headlines for the wrong reasons, and that's the reality. And yeah, and for me, Duff again was exposed. With the fact of the matter is there is no plan B. There is no plan B. And when we go behind, we don't have an answer for it. So it's just unbelievable. Stuart. Hi, Stuart here. Hello, Stuart. How are you doing, mate? Welcome in. The amount of crosses we put straight at the keeper was very frustrating. That is another thing I forgot to mention. Thank you for reminding me. Yeah. How many times did we put it out to the wings? And it's just going straight down the goalkeeper's throat. It's catching practice. Nobody, no of the attackers near the keeper, putting him under a little bit of pressure. It was incredibly, it was shocking, wasn't it? What on earth? When you are not beating your first man as well in the corners. Got a bit of something up my throat there, guys. Blow me neck. Blow me neck. I have recovered from this, but yeah, I agree. What we don't have is a leader on the field, no one with charisma. This is the problem, isn't it? They all cower away, don't they? Shy away from responsibility. It was a deserved loss with the squad we have and the manager. Any loss is utterly deserved. Yeah, absolutely. I've got a bit of a dry throat, yeah. Wouldn't mind an early Christmas present of a club stay tonight. What do you mean by that, Josh? Do you mean? It's not Duff. It's the players, no leader. So for me, Stuart, and I know that it's down to the players ultimately, but who sets out the tactics? Who has his ideas and implements them to the players? Who has the plans to try and outwit the opponents? It's not the players. It comes from the manager. And the manager doesn't have a plan B. So for me, I get what you're saying, but we can't keep doing this. I'm looking at the manager as well, because the manager is paid a very good salary as well to do a job. And when I see he's very stubborn, when I see that he's got no plan B, I don't really think he can have it. I don't think he can get away with it, really. 25 defenders against a non-league mid-table side. Yeah, again, 5 defenders again. It's just shocking, isn't it? Great, yeah. Maxwell was laughing and joking with opposing players on way off field. Yeah, and is that what we really want to see, guys, after being embarrassed and humiliated? No, we don't. We absolutely don't. The fans that travelled and wasted their money to go to a game where we got embarrassed. And we've got players going off the field laughing with the opposition. Cartwright getting the boot well. Looks like his job is safe, according to our owner who accepts mediocrity. It was more interesting watching Northampton and Kettering than watching Town lose. Yeah. Oh man, what is happening tonight, guys? It's because I'm on the, like, I'm just kind of recovered from it, and it's like still got, maybe it's not fully gone yet, but still feel a lot better. But yeah, yeah, they do have to perform. I agree, but it doesn't mean the manager isn't immune from criticism. Duffy's not immune from criticism, and his lack of plan B is a concern. However, I think the squad mentality is a big issue, and has been for years. Yeah, that's the problem, isn't it? But when you're keeping the same core group and then telling the fans in the summer we're having a rebuild, I'm sorry, you've got the same core group that have a weak mentality. So how's the rebuild happening? That's what I mean. So I do agree that the mentality is absolutely abysmal. But yeah, look, where is the pride in the shirt as well, guys? There's no pride in anything that they do. There's no work. These players don't run hard enough. They don't show the passion that's designed, that is needed to win a game. There is no passion, desire. The forwards, we are sat here today and we have not got any quality striker in the building. That's the reality. And I'm not including loans, by the way, because I think Marshall is a very good player. I think he's a very good striker. But I'm not including him because he's a loan. He's not ours. He's ours for the season, but he's not ours. We have not got anyone in this club that is a good forward. We haven't got a striker that is going to put the ball in the back of the net. It's unforgivable. We've got midfielders that just don't run hard enough. They don't show for the ball enough. And we've got a defence that, well, I think there is some good... We have moments, but there's a lot of lapses in concentration in the defending. The goals we've conceded already this season have been atrocious. So, yeah. Nobody's saying we should change the manager. I'm saying he needs to find a plan B, and he needs to stop being so stubborn. And when he's coming out after games and saying, ooh, the atmosphere was strange today, as he did last weekend when we're at home, the atmosphere is strange. Well, have a bit of common sense, Michael. Have a bit of common sense. The club has gone through the absolute low and low and low, every low you can think of over the years. We're now in League One, which quite a few of us didn't want to be in. I'm not all about the people that are saying, "Ooh, League One is the best thing that could happen to us in order to reset." Rubbish. Absolute rubbish. You look at the league itself. And in the opposition we're coming up against, we should not be in League One. So when he's coming out and saying the atmosphere is strange, well, the players have to perform. We have to excite more then, and we have to do more in the games then. Never mind focusing your attention on the fans of how it was a strange atmosphere. The things that Duffy's saying sometimes is just infuriating in my view. Ian says, all I'm hoping for is that it doesn't affect our league form, because look what happened last time we got knocked out of the cup. Yeah, there's another thing as well, isn't it? Yeah, look at when we got knocked out by Walsall and we went on that barren run of results. The reality is, we can't afford that this time. Because if we do that again, we can't afford to run like that again now this season. Because if we do, we're going to get cut adrift again. We're going to get cut adrift, we're going to move down the table. So we can't really have that again where we go 4, 5, 6 games without winning a game. So the pressure's on. And the character of this squad has to be questioned, because when we lose a game, then it is back against the walls and these players don't have the answers on the field. So yeah, let's hope we don't have we can't afford to have a repeat of what happened earlier on in the season. Josh, in response to Blue Terry, at what point does mentality stop being the issue, and the issue is actually the players themselves? There's no mentality issue under Corcoran. Yes, the question there to Blue Terrier. This was put a lot of pressure on Saturday. Will this be a one-off or the start of another bad run? Yeah, I know the pressure's well and truly on. And to be honest, to be fair, I'm not really thought about the game this week. Obviously next week, this weekend, whatever you're going to look at it. But yeah, the pressure is on. But even if we bounce back with a win, I'm not going to start saying like some fans, like a lot of this fan base does, where they say, if we win a game, it's like everything's amazing, incredible again at the club. Nothing's wrong, and everything's all fine. The reality is, it isn't all fine, and we have got a squad that we haven't got a team that we can be proud of. We haven't got a team that we can get fully behind. We haven't got a team that show any pride in wearing that famous blue and white striped shirts. That is an utter disgrace. How have we got to this point where we've got players on the pitch that couldn't care less, that don't represent what we don't represent us as a fan. They don't represent us, do they? They don't represent us as a fan base. It is an utter. It's a sorry state that we're in at the moment, and yeah, that's it. No pride, guts, and yeah, there's nothing, is there? It's just spineless. This group of spineless cowards, and I'm not afraid to say that, because at the end of the day, that's what they are. That's what they've shown themselves to be. So I'm not going to live in this fake positivity bubble where everything's all rosy, or pretend to be all rosy. Because it's not. That's not the way a successful club works. Those fans that accept mediocrity deserve this. They deserve being in League One. They deserve the inconsistent performances. The fans that want success, the fans that have high standards, we're the ones that don't deserve it. I know a bad run will make top 2 pretty much impossible, which is supposed to be the expectation of the season. To be honest with you, yes, that's what was said to us at the start of the season, but the reality is, does anybody think that squad was ever capable of finishing the top 2 in League One? Because I certainly don't. We were told a lot of things in the summer about how it was going to be a rebuild and all this. It wasn't a rebuild. Painting the stadium isn't a rebuild. Letting go of the odd few players isn't a rebuild. Signing Utter Dross isn't a rebuild. Signing more Dross, should I say, that we've already got in the club, isn't a rebuild. So I don't care what the owner says about what he comes out with, false promises, all this that he's going to do, and I want to see the action. And the fact is, we have an owner that isn't learning from his mistakes, and he's choosing to stay stubborn. He's choosing to banter fans that have concerns, fans that pay their hard-earned money to watch the utter rubbish that's been served on the pitch far too often. So, and we're going to get into Kevin's comments in a moment. But yeah. Apart from Wickham, we are fortunate to have a pretty easy run for that. To be fair, there's no easy run. I'm not buying that. Because we scraped past teams that we should have beaten easily earlier on this season in this supposed easy run. When we had the likes of Shrewsbury, Stevenage. Yes, we won the games, but we didn't really deserve to win those games. I don't think there's an easy run in this league. The reality is if you don't perform, which you never know what town you're going to get. You never know what town you're going to get. You don't know if they're going to turn up. You don't know what they're going to do. It's so unpredictable. And if you don't turn up, you're getting beat. That you are losing games. It doesn't matter who you're up against. So I think really we have to be focusing on our performance, really, not who we're coming up against. Because there's no easy game, because it doesn't matter. Do you know what I mean? But losses against bad teams are going to cost us massively this season in terms of morale. Yeah, definitely not an easy run. By easy run, I meant teams that we should be comfortably beating and easily beating. Doesn't mean I think we'll beat them. We'll drop a massive amount of points. Yeah, no, we're expected to win a lot of games this season, to be fair. So I don't really have that same mindset as you, Josh, to be honest with you. I'm not with it. I don't see any games need, I'm not too sure. You don't have any given right to comfortably beat any team. You just have to produce your best performance and the result will take care of itself, ultimately. It's like politics, Stuart says, we won't change things at the top. Yeah, I mean, we're not going to get into that on here, but yeah, I agree. Well, look, we're out of the cup at the first round. Anyway, thanks all for your contributions. We're out of the cup at the first round, and yeah, we're just in the league. The only competition that we're focusing on now is the league and the EFL trophy, which I don't really think the EFL trophy is the focus of ours anyway, to be fair. But yeah. But next up, I do want to go to Kevin Nagel's social media now and the post and the responses to the comments from fans as well that he replied to the other night. And I think it's just another case of Kevin Nagel adding more fuel to the fire here with his responses to us town fans. Because let's face it, anyone who has serious concerns about this squad or any concerns about how the club is being run are just noise. They're noise, and he just overlooks them. He overlooks them because he thinks he knows best. Well, hang on a minute. Don't you try and tell us that we don't know the club more. Don't you try and tell the fans that Kevin Nagel knows more than us. Absolutely not. So I don't know what he's trying to believe, but let's have a look at a few of his quotes. Initially, he did put out a tweet, which was fair enough. Obviously, he said it was a rough day for both of his teams. Nothing I can say to paper over either result. Just wanted supporters on both sides of the pond to know that I see you and you deserve better. Now back to work. But for me, it's all words, this, you see, guys. It's all to try and appease the fans, and all those that daren't criticise him are all too far up his backside that they daren't ridicule him. They can't ridicule him. It's this happy families relationship that they have. Let's go for afternoon tea with the chairman. What is this? Is this a professional club, or is this a amateur club? This is social gathering. No. So when you're saying all this about we deserve better, well, why are you employing people that are not fit for purpose, are bringing up to dross to the club, that aren't running the club very well? And doesn't need to. I don't need to be an expert to see that. They are not running the club well. Simple as that. And because he's trying to hide behind that, and because he doesn't want to own up to his mistakes, he's continuing to go round and round and round. So for me, this is just words to me. Now, there was a guy that obviously commented on this post from Nagel, saying, do you truly understand English football? You need to spend time here and fully on board, which makes a genuine question. And he's just it's not abuse. He said, you need to spend time here and be fully on board. That's all he said. The response he got was one of childish-natured, very, very banterish, and just shut down, basically. Let's see what the chairman had to say. Let's just have a look at this, guys, and then tell me if I'm wrong. How antagonising is this response? Because I found it very antagonising reading it, and it wasn't even towards me. He said, let's offer a bit of clarity. It's safe to say that not all your best starting 11 played the match together. Look back on the preceding 5 matches to get a somewhat better feel for what that looks like. That does not even take into consideration injured players who will be back in the next 30 to 60 days. It was a horrible result and no excuses. Hats off to the competition, but we should not be booing our players and manager and telling them to F off after the match. Let's stick together. Whether you want to believe it or not, there will be better days. Let's move on and not dwell on it. Thanks. Now, let me just break this down a little bit here. We're talking about, now what we're doing here, now what the owner's doing, he's making excuses. This wasn't our starting 11. Right, okay then. So let's go through the squad. Let's go through the squad that played that game. We've played 18 games this season. The starting 11 last night have played in Maxwell, 4 games this season. Turton, 8 games. Lees, 15. Pearson, 12. Lomvik, 12. Headley, 11. Wiles, 17. Yorpenda, 7. Kasumu, 11. Ward, 12. And Bojan, 10. So when we're talking about this wasn't our starting 11, these players still have played a lot of games this season. And there were a lot of first teamers in that squad. There was only 5 changes made. That leaves 6 that are starters, first teamers. So I'm sorry. That is just another laboured excuse that it's not going to pull the wool over my eyes, let me tell you. And then let's have a look at what else he said here then. He's talking about injured players again, another excuse I'm not interested in. And then he's also telling fans, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. No, we have every right to boo that team off if they perform as disgraceful and unacceptable as what we saw on Friday night. Thank you very much. So how dare he tell us how to react to a performance where fans that go to games spend thousands of pounds traveling, going home and away, to be then told by the owner, you shouldn't be booing the fan, you shouldn't be booing the players or the management. Well, yes, we should. Yes, we should, when they are performing like that. So don't tell us how to react to a result. Thank you very much. And then what he does is he finishes it off with a bit of fake positivity. Let's stick together. Who's sticking together? We've got a board that are not fit for purpose. We've got fans that are divided. We've got too many happy clappers in this fan base. Nobody's sticking together. We've got players that just do what they want when they please, choose when they want to perform. That's not sticking together. That's division. And then he says, whether you want to believe it or not, again, condescending, there'll be better days. Will there? You've been promising better days since you first walked through the door. And what have we seen? We've seen a relegation to League One, and we've seen the same old rubbish and the same old dross that have been brought into the club players-wise. And you're employing staff that have made every bad decision possible, but yet they still remain in the job. So don't talk to us about better days and try and condescend us by saying all this nonsense. Let's move on, not dwell on it. Well, yeah, that's football. You have to move on and not dwell on it. But it doesn't mean we can't be unhappy about it. It doesn't mean we can't criticise it. So I'm sorry. It is another insult to the fans. And then we're going to get into the comments in a moment. Sorry if you're not, but I'm just on a real big rant at the moment. Another person said, come on, Kev, that was a disgrace last night. It deserved to be booed off. It was utter garbage. Well beaten by a team of part-time players. Totally embarrassing. Absolutely agree with this guy there, by the way. Kevin responds, don't disagree, but we've got to move on. Again, downplaying it. Downplaying the result. Like it's just it doesn't matter. That's what he's done. But we got to, no, we don't need to move on. The game had just happened. Therefore, he was still raw in the memories. So for me, no. Again, going back to not the starting 11, excuse after excuse after excuse, not interested. A lot of them players are first teamers, and they've had a lot of minutes this season. So absolute nonsense. No, they don't need to be disrespected that way. You don't curse and boo your club that way. I know you know better. Again, patronising and every way imaginable. It's not disrespecting booing the players. The reality is when fans travel that way and they see a performance like that, I think they have every right to do that. It's not disrespecting anybody. They've disrespected us if anything, for performing as bad as that and humiliating the club live on TV. So the players have disrespected us, Kevin, not the fans. The fans are always there. Whether you like it or not, the fans are always there. And again, nobody's cursing, and nobody's cursing anybody. And I know you know. No, you think you know better, Kevin. Stop aiming your insults at the fans and start sensing reality. Anyway, I've had a little bit of a rant, and let's have a look at what people are saying. I could see it happening in the loss, but it shouldn't have ever been in our minds though that we should. But it goes back to what I said earlier. You never know what you're going to get with this team. You never know if they're going to perform, whether they don't perform, whether they perform, whether it's going to be. You just don't know what you're going to get. I see you and you deserve better. All words, no action. Yeah, exactly. All words, no action. And Josh is to tell Tamworth they are wrong for being disappointed with a loss in the stage of the competition. We should be advancing very easily. Tells us all we need to know on his knowledge of the club. I agree. I absolutely agree. He's just completely, just doesn't ever understand it, does he? For the first time, Kevin is on the justified side of getting heat from the fans. He's going to have to do things to gain what little trust we have built up in him and the club back. Yeah, and the thing is, the more we go along, and I've said it before and I'll say it again, I don't particularly like the social media side of the owner. I'm not saying he shouldn't be on social media. I just think the fact is when he's reacting to fans the way he is, I just think it's utterly ridiculous. It's just chaotic. It's just antagonising the fans. And when you antagonise the fans, there is trouble. Because those fans that are on the end of that, they don't feel great about the situation, do they? And that's where the trust is just lost. And the longer this goes on, it's just going to just continue to spiral out of control, in my opinion. Ryan, don't get too. Look, I'm passionate about the club, Stuart, and I think it is more passion. But I am upset as well because this is a club that shouldn't be run the way it is, and we deserve better than this. So I don't think that is anything that needs to be said. There'll be better days. I believe it means the 1-1 draw will scrape at Crawley on the weekend. Yeah, exactly. Is that the better days he's talking about? Utterly ridiculous, isn't it? I've seen town like this since 1968. It's happened before and it will happen again. Doesn't mean it should be accepted though, Stuart, does it? Doesn't mean it should be. Yes, there's always tough times. But I just think at the moment, you could say you could go back the past 6 years, and I know that was beyond Kevin's tenure, but for the past 6 years, it's been all bad. So I think there has to be a bit of balance. There has to be a little bit of. There has to be good with bad. Can't just be all bad. So I love your confidence, Stuart, but I'm afraid I'm not really confident when I see you for Saturday. Antagonising the fans, as you know, is one of the worst things you can do. Never bite the hand that feeds you. Exactly. It is utterly ridiculous, isn't it? He just feels so patronising when he speaks to the fans about, unless of course he speaks to his fans that the happy clappers that accept anything, and he's the golden saint, and then no matter what he does, it's all fine. In those fans' eyes, he don't respond to them like that, does he? It's but yeah, no, it's ridiculous. The club doesn't exist without fans. Exactly. But look, if he wants to talk about clarity as well, I'll offer some clarity. We lost to a team of part-timers who were still at work, whilst our players were having a nap in the afternoon. And the problem is we never woke up for this game. It was pathetic, and every bit of it was unacceptable, and there's no sugarcoating it. And again, I go back to it. Try listening to the clarity that fans who pay their hard-earned money to watch rubbish produced on the pitch as well, and to Kevin. I think, like I say, it's completely antagonising. And for me, does he understand the English game? Well, no, he doesn't. He doesn't. But the concerns of the fans are labelled as noise, and those video diaries, by the way, I don't like them. I think they're cringy. I think they're absolutely ridiculous. With his lapdog Carmichael, who again is another idiot that I can't stand. Don't like him. He's another condescending one that thinks he's a really clever and arrogant kind of figure. And yeah, they probably go hand in hand, those two, to be honest with you, because yeah, no wonder they're friends when they're both pretty much the same. And I just think Kevin is just trying to run this club like his amateur club in America, and it isn't going to work. So yeah. So we can talk about first teamers not playing, but like I said, go back to it. 6 have played the most minutes of the 11 most played in those 18 games. So the reality is there's no excuses. And then we've got fans, of course, that still come out and say, at least we can focus on the league, though. Can't buy into this not asked thought process of losing on Friday night. We lost and had one shot against a part-time non-league team. Outplayed, outfought, outdone. It's unacceptable. And the longer we continue to be not asked, nothing will change, because that transcends. So, yeah. But guys, if you do want to come on and have your say, we are going to get into the calling part of the show. I'm just going to put calling followed by the link. If you want to come on and have your say, then I'm going to put the link in the chat. And you can come on and have your say. The only thing he does well is communicate with the fans, even that is minuscule. He's hosted 2 tea parties in a month with happy clappers, and they all talk about price and saying, yeah, this is nothing as well. You know those afternoon teas with the chairman. You know the fans the fans that are invited on to those events are happy clappers. They're all happy clappers. They say what the chairman wants to hear. They don't speak out against the chairman. They'll just go along with everything. And like you said, like price of the food at the stadiums, the high priority of this, all this. Is this a football club, or is this what's the word? Food at the stadium compared to football, which is the priority? Do you get what I'm saying? This is no social gathering where, do you know what I mean? Anyway, you know what I mean. But look, guys, if you want to come on, the link is there. Come and have your say. Don't be shy. Give it a try, indeed. What role does Carmichael even play in the club? Why do we have Americans who live only in America running the club and acting like they know? To be honest with you, the only role he has is the fact that he does those horrible video diaries that are all words and not enough action. He said, look, you only have to look at those diaries. How much things he said in that's going to be done, that all false promises. Very little has been done from what he said in those video diaries. So how are they meant to be taken seriously? But I don't know why we've got Americans, you know, who only live in America running the club. We should be having people that know what they're doing in and around the town, not further afield like that. Is he the town advisor? I'm not sure. I don't know what his role. As far as I'm aware, he's just. I don't even know. But yeah, I think we've kind of covered everything. But before we do go, a few other things I do want to say. Content idea. I've got a content idea, and I want to know what you guys think. To mix things up a bit, the channel. How does everyone feel about some FC25 gaming streams every now and then, where obviously I will do a Huddersfield Town career mode, so live stream to the channel. Maybe further down the line as well, pro clubs with viewers, ultimate team with viewers. I just thought it'd be something that we could do along the way, just to kind of mix it up a little bit. And I think it would be good to kind of do it. So, yeah, let me know what you guys think in the chat. But I think I am going to start doing that. And Josh says this is a good time career mode will be peak. Yeah, well, that's good. Well, there's one person on board. Look, I am thinking about doing it, and I think I will. So, but yeah. But look, I think I've kind of said everything about the result on Friday night. Like I say, just utterly, just a disgrace in every word in the media, and I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat it, like some fans like to do, because I want my team to be successful, and I'm not going to accept absolutely everything that the club does. So, yeah. Anyway, we're going to wrap it up now. Make sure you do drop a like on the video, guys, if you can. Subscribe if you're new. And as I said, the channel is now officially monetized. So if you do want to become a member, you can now join the team from 99p. And it helps towards the streams, you know, getting better in time as well. And also the super chats as well, you can do those. And a big thank you to Josh, who was the first donator of the channel, sending a super chat of £1. So I appreciate that, Josh. Really does mean a lot to me. And yeah, so onwards and upwards. Content coming out soon. We're going to get a predictions video out for the League One fixtures this weekend. So I'll be doing that. Get that out either tomorrow or Wednesday. We're back here on Thursday for the live match preview to the Crawley game this weekend. And yeah, then we'll kind of play it by ear then with content further down the field. But yeah, thanks all for tuning in. Have a good rest of the evening, whatever you get up to. Stay safe, take care. And thanks everybody for all your support. See you on the next one, guys. And it's good to be back. And thanks for all your contributions this evening. Make sure you do get your comments in if you are watching this on playback as well. Big up everyone, and I'll see you all very, very soon.